You think like I managed to fucking
No, you
keep
haven't. No,
myself
I
alive?
have no motherfucker. I have Crohn's disease. That is not academic or scientific research. I mean,
No, no,
have you
no.
actually gone
Look,
out
listen.
and done research?
Look, for the last 12 years, like I was trying to keep myself sane, to keep my fucking self alive. Like I almost took my own life, you know? So for my own welfare, yeah,
The
I
fuck am
did
I
a
supposed
lot
to? Yeah, go ahead.
I did a lot of research just to be able to keep my own sanity,
What
to
kind of research? What kind of research did you do?
everything
Yeah,
that I
like
can
I know
find
you won't remember every single thing,
on,
but
like
like what?
everything I can find on TED Talks, everything I could, like all the YouTube shit that I could find, like every fucking little morsel of
So
information that I
no,
could find.
no formal academic or scientific research.
No, I'm not a psychologist. I didn't know,
Okay,
and
so
that's
you've
pro and
done
that's
no
pro
research, but you're so they're right
Okay.
then. I was listening. I'm in a medical appointment. I was getting an infusion because I also have Crohn's disease. So I
right.
couldn't talk, but now I'm kind of out a little bit. I'm not quite gone, but of the appointment. But so they were kind of right though when they're saying that you're taking your personal experience. So your
Of
personal
course.
experience and
I
the
have
conclusions that
nothing
you found, that's fine.
I have
That's
nothing
fine. But the
else.
problem is that when we take that and we say to someone else, this might help you, that's where the problem starts, right? Because we don't know
No,
what will
I get
help them.
I
And
absolutely absolutely.
additionally, because I can't control your sperm, please, please do comparative research before you put your sperm into an egg about how to raise children, because the way that we are now is intrinsically vehemently different than the way that life needs to be when we're growing up, okay? Any kind of mental fortitude that you have is because of stability, reinforcement, support,
Yes.
love,
Yes.
calmness that you had as a child. So the shit you've been saying about children is like nearly a hate crime.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think on the same page. I mean, and I'm really talking to you like as with as much love as I can muster right now.
Yeah.
Your own experience, I really 1,000,000% believe you. I applaud you for going through it and do everything you did to save your own life
Mhm.
and sanity. But I think you should forget about the idea of helping other people because you're not in the position of doing that.
I mean, I guess, like, I guess this was very constructive. Like, I mean, it's just extremely fucking pessimistic. Like,
No, it's not. I mean, I actually honestly think of it also about myself in some terms. Like, and I'm not saying 100%. You're gonna have one or two people in your life maybe that you can. I mean, not just one or two. You can influence some other people, but like, and I also try for as much as I can. But the truth is, from what your situation was so extreme and what you went through was so specific and extreme that, and you are so much invested into what you did to get out of it that you are completely, I think, detached from the vast majority of human beings. And
I
it's like Baxter, like clearly, right? Darnelli cannot help anyone, right? Because it's
no,
like
I know, yeah, and no, and honestly, Maxos, I agree with you, man.
yeah,
On
yeah.
100%, I agree with you, and I thank you for recognizing that, like, that this is legit, you know. But like, that's my problem, right? Is like, how can I show people? How can I be a role model and show them that like they can be happy with nothing, you know?
Just tell your story and just love other people, support them.
Right. That's all I
That's
want to
it.
do. That's
Yeah,
all I
there,
want to do. Is I just want people to get to know me and see that, like, oh, like shit, like that's it's legit, like, you know? I don't know.
that's great.
Like, and that's it, you know? I think that's a good message, you know?
No
And
cult?
no, I mean, I don't care. Like, whatever, you know? Like, if it comes down the road and shit, I might do some crazy
Um,
shit, you know? But like, those will be for people who like consent, you know? Like, I'm not. It's all gonna be like, you know? And even if it, I'll just like weird with it, but like even for my own kids or whatever, like if they consent to it, then I'm going crazy. No, I'm kidding. Like I'm not gonna.
um, Darnell, do you have anything to say?
Well, basically, I guess you guys were able to persuade him to maybe
I mean, like,
not do a cult.
I mean, I'm not doing anything or whatever. Like, I'm still going through with it or whatever. Like, you guys didn't convince me of anything or whatever. But like, that's still the point still stands. Is like, how do I translate, right? How do I translate my experiences and like my way of life or whatever to other people, right? To like, you know. And
in
that's
my
still.
personal opinion, I don't think it's going to be able to translate properly, right? Because
I
I
mean,
don't think
never 100%,
Okay.
right?
All right, I have a question. So, just to try to make a comparison here, how did you feel about COVID vaccines and everything?
I had 2 doses, like whatever. I don't really care.
Did you
I
want to
socially,
have two
I
doses? Did you
socially,
have to for work? I'm not asking about that.
no, nothing. I just did it because I'm immunosuppressed.
Okay. So you believe in vaccines then?
I'm so detached from all that shit. I socially isolated my whole life. Like, I don't know if you understand, but like, I
Yeah, but
wasn't.
again, I don't care about the social isolation. I understand. I
It's a
don't give a
big
shit if you gave
deal.
someone else COVID. I'm just asking about your understanding or belief set when it comes to like,
To
say,
what? RD to vaccines? Like,
medical
really?
intervention, in
I'm on
ways that people can be like,
I'm on immunosuppressants. Like, is
right, but so you believe that vaccine is helpful to you, right?
I mean, I mean, the science is there. I mean, I don't know. But you like like an
So,
anti-vaxxer or something? Like, is this really
no,
what
I'm not
this comes
asking if
down
you're an
to?
anti-vaxxer. I'm just asking your relationship with that medical intervention. So it seems like you believe it protected you by taking
I
it,
don't,
right?
I don't care either way. Maybe it did. It probably didn't. I never even got COVID, so it was probably completely
Maybe it
ineffective.
did, maybe it didn't.
I think he's on the fence.
Oh,
I think is the answer.
It doesn't matter
okay.
either way.
Do
Like,
you believe?
is this a
Okay,
big
okay.
deal for you?
Let me go a different way. Okay. No, this again. I'm trying to make an analogy for you. So
Okay.
that's a bad analogy. Okay. So what about? Do you have any medical intervention for your Crohn's disease?
I have, yeah, I have, I'm on Stelara, like, immunosuppressants, like I
Okay.
said.
Cool. So is that helping you with your Crohn's disease? Do you believe that it's helping you with your Crohn's disease? That's the important question here.
It gave me my life back.
Awesome. Perfect. That's the analogy. So, and this is all I'm gonna say, and then I won't say anything else. But like you could end up becoming more of a detriment to people if you do anything beyond basically telling your story about this, because it sounds like you haven't educated yourself at all, but that you want to share your opinions past your personal story. The personal story is okay with the public, and honestly, you're gonna do more harm than good.
I'm so sorry for you,
That's
Audrey.
it.
Honestly, like, you have a big dark cloud around
I'm
you.
sorry that you're interpreting it that way, because this is honest to God what any medical professional would ever tell you in response to this.
Okay, well, good,
I'm sorry that you want to do
then,
damage to other people due to your ignorance.
all right. I mean, if that's how you feel, like, I'm sorry. It's super fucking weird that like someone just telling their life story or whatever and their experience is like somewhat like for some reason just arbitrarily like toxic to everyone. That's crazy to me to say that, but hey, power to you, you know?
Do you know what the word arbitrary means?
Like without bias or
Without like cause or justification. Yeah.
right.
So do you remember how I just explained the justifications when I didn't just say screw you, right? I gave you justifiers. Did you have issues with my justifiers?
What justifiers? What do you mean? Like how did you justify it?
Okay, so your lack of medical knowledge, right?
What does that have
Your
to do with
want,
anything?
well,
What is my
well,
lack of
you
medical
because you
Can
knowledge?
would
I,
like to create a conversation with the public in
I
a
have to
sort
be
of
a medical
prescriptive
I have to
way.
be a medical expert to
No,
talk to
I
people.
didn't say that. I said that you're not researched, and that would be very helpful if
That's
you're going to create
crazy.
a.
Anyone could
That's
talk to anyone.
crazy.
Anyone. Joe Rogan. Just Joe Rogan can talk
So
to
again,
anybody. Anyone
your
could.
personal story, 100% above board, okay. Anything past your
Thank you.
personal story, like prescriptions on mental health, for example,
No, I don't do
when
any
you're
of
not
that.
educated in it at all,
How?
but that's what
how
you're saying.
no, Audrey. How am I supposed to do? The only thing that I have
You want to
is
make the
what
world
I
better. You
have to
want to talk
bring.
with people. You want to go on
can
Yeah,
I
podcasts
try
so that
and
you
it
can
has
create these
nothing to do with.
conversations with the public.
I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna
You're
prescribe
not a
to,
doctor.
anything.
I don't know what's going on.
can I mediate for a second? So I think
Yes.
what V is saying is, uh, you are giving prescriptions in practice, right? You are trying to reach people and tell them, hey, if you do this, then this will happen. You try to help and say, give prescription and help, right, of the sort. And what V is saying is that in order to do that, you need to actually know what you're doing, and that's what she means by doing research. And to me, if I can add of my own opinion, specifically in your case, because I think your wisdom is very good for yourself, but it's very bad for other people. Like, I think it's actually positively a wrong idea, what you're saying. Going through suffering to find yourself is not a good idea for most people. It helps.
It's not suffering, man. It's challenge, man.
No, excuse me.
Now you're just playing
Don't be a coward.
technology games.
If you go through Crohn's for 10 years,
I went through suffering. That's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking. I'm asking, how do I translate what I go through? How do I translate what I go through and then impose that on other people? Like what I think for other people would work is to like be challenged enough to the point where they have a sense of self-growth.
I will agree with him. From the get-go, he said people needed to be challenged for... Wait 1 second, Audrey.
Well, no, you hold on, because I'm directly responding to a word. All three of us agree with the adversity builds strength. None of us are disagreeing with that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, I don't know if she meant to stop, but I guess, it's really a question of degree, right? Like, I think what you were describing before were things that were... to all of us sounded very traumatic, very bad.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I absolutely agree with everything that you guys are saying. And that's what I'm trying to figure out is like, how do we really do that? Like for me, it's super fucking tragic, all this shit, 12 years suffering. I don't want to create that for other people. How do I translate that experience in a positive, non-traumatic, negative way so that other people can get the same message that I got without,
Unfortunately, the only way to do that is to become educated on mental health and probably just a little teeny bit on physical health.
Right. Yeah, that's fine, and I can do that. Yeah, and I want to do that, and I want to start like doing the first thing that I started looking is to just do like life coaching, right? Because that doesn't like require like a lot of education or whatever, and then I can like move forward like from there or whatever, and just like get like Audrey said, like get like actual like tools that real professionals use and shit, so that they can build people's like self-esteem and yada yada, and then start that. That's like what I want to do. I just want to talk to people and use my experience to help them in any way that I can and shit. And I really feel like I can empathize with people, like really connect with them because of what I've been through.
Sorry, can I ask you slight difference here, but do you have a lot of people that you know that have gone through, struggles and hardship and pain? Like, do you have people close?
I mean, I don't have a lot of close people, dude. I have my whole family's gone. The only people I know is my sister, and I self-isolated, so I know like 3 people in my life.
I get you, and actually that's kind of like where I wanted to go, because my feeling is when you talk, like, you don't sound like a person who's dealt with helping other people through mental struggle. It's incredibly frustrating, and like,
I mean, obviously, dude, that's why I'm here. This is my first time like actually talking to people and trying to figure this out. Like, that's why I'm here. I'm not an expert, man. I'm a fucking,
What I'm saying is that probably all of us, maybe not Daniel because he's a little bit of a narcissist, but all of us kind of like, don't worry about it. It's just,
he hears his name, so automatically it clicks.
I'm just saying.
I'm perking up.
No, I mean that all of us have found themselves in the situation where they want to help other people, especially struggling, right, with mental health and things like that in their life. But I think we've all like realized how fucking hard that is. And by hard, I mean that in most cases, there is almost nothing we can do. And in fact, the best thing we can do is just to kind of like support the other person and cross our fingers that they will come to some realization. Because like, Yeah.
And
So
it's hard, dude, and it doesn't happen overnight. Like I believe that it's like 1 degree at a time. Like you have to just like it's a process, man. Like it really doesn't, and you have to do it like one step at a time, man. Like going up a step, like Daniel said, and
yes.
it's just one day at a time. You have to get a little bit better, and then you improve your life just a little bit better one fucking day at a time, and all of a sudden, you get to the top and you see the fucking sun, and you're like, whoa, shit, and all of a sudden life's not that hard anymore.
Wait. Okay, you're running a lot in that story though. Hold on. Because here's I'm gonna say something a little mean. But I think
Yeah,
of
but I
all
mean,
of us, I'm just trying to be very honest. All of us in this call, I will bet all of the money I have that you're never gonna get to see the sun. Because
I hope you don't.
Hold
I hope
on
you
one
don't.
second. Let me finish, man.
Yes,
in the sense that I don't believe you're gonna be able to help other people by hearing what you're saying. I think
that's
the
sad.
other people here, it is sad, but I think the other people in this call are more likely to be able to do that because when you talk, you sound really like you have so much to learn. And the other 4 of us here, maybe not Darnell, but the 4. Okay, I'm actually joking. When I abuse Darnell, I'm joking. I just want to say that. But like I think you are particularly less equipped for helping other people.
I agree. And you know why? You know why that I think that I will be able to help people is because like I agree with you. I agree that I don't have the skills and I'm gonna get those skills and I'm gonna every day I'm gonna keep growing and try and figure out how to communicate this message that I have or whatever. And I'll get better and I'll learn the skills, that I have to
That's good.
one
Can I
step
just
at a
make
time,
a request? Can I just make a
Yes,
request?
absolutely.
Can you try to keep humble in this process? Like that's all
I am
that's
humble.
all,
I'm the most humble person.
Well, because I mean again I'm honest here. It didn't sound very humble. Like you sound like you have
Then that's a no.
Okay, one second.
Nobody's more humble than me, okay?
Right, because you sound incredibly confident that you'll make it, and that's
I'm confident, but that doesn't mean I'm not humble.
But that's creeping me out because the thing is, yeah, I want you to become better at that, but I kind of want you to do this process while believing that honestly, probably you're not gonna make it.
That's okay. I mean, you know what? I think that's healthy.
Okay, good, great.
Oh, and I want to add that this is totally separate, and you're not gonna like this word. If you want to succeed at grifting, I think you can do that. If you want to make money off of trying to help people, I think you can do that.
For sure.
And again, I'm sorry this is gonna come off so judgmental. I just don't think that you're gonna genuinely help people until you've done that research about mental health and probably just a little touch about physical health. And then I think you'll be groovy. Then you can help people.
Maybe that research is like what's holding everyone back, Maybe they need a new perspective.
I mean, again, I don't want to
hold on. Wait, that's the perfect example of how you're lacking humility, though. That's the problem.
No, it's just like that's just thinking outside the box, Like I fully respect, like obviously, like material that's been researched.
Saying, well, maybe I can do something that nobody else in the world has been able to do, and had to create all this scientific research to do. Maybe I could just do it without that. I'm so good. I could do it without that. I could do it. I'm good.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Yeah.
Not humble.
Okay, let me give you a possible scenario here. Do you think you could think about your life and yourself and say, I have helped literally no one. Like I completely suck at helping people. I completely failed at that. However, I went through incredible suffering. I was several times on the verge of pulling the trigger, literally. I had the shittiest life possible, and yet I managed to pull myself together and be happy and be incredibly proud of that, even while admitting that honestly you've not helped anyone else in the process. Do you think you could live with this and be happy with this?
Absolutely. I'm at that point now, right?
Great. That's all.
Like I'm already there. Like I'm good. I'm good, dude. I can go in the woods, dude. I get a dog, dude. I'll live next to a little lake and I'll live the happiest fucking life ever, dude. Like the only reason that I'm doing this is because I'd rather live in like a better fucking world and shit where like people can reflect my empathy, right? Because like it's all, it's all self-centered or whatever, and I would like other people to like be able to like exploit their empathy for me and I exploit their empathy for them, and to me that just seems like a better world, right? Like a world with...
I get your motivation. I don't disagree at all with that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so that's it, you know. And but like I'm me, I'm good. I don't need outside validation. I don't need money. I don't need any of that shit. Like I could go into the fucking woods and I'll live a great fucking life. I'm super good. The only thing I'm missing, right, is that fourth pillar, that empathy pillar, you know? Because I got
Sure.
all the other pillars, right? But if I could get a little more juice out of the empathy pillar, that would be fucking awesome.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
asking.
I mean, again, and this is me, and maybe again, it doesn't translate to you. But I mean, couldn't you have that empathy by, I don't know, play board games with people, talk to people online, just be a fun guy?
Yeah, no, I can. I get a lot of empathy. I have good close friends and stuff, and that's great, you know. But
Nice.
like, I also like would probably want to have kids and have a family, and my sister
Sure.
has kids and all this shit, and you know, and if I can, I might as well will. Like, I think it's a fulfilling, gratifying fucking thing to do, you know, in life.
Yeah.
I'm confused. You said you like were socially isolated and
Yeah,
you
for
kind of only knew
15.
your sister, but then you said you just said you had a lot of friends.
I mean, I have friends. Yeah, I have friends from high school. I have friends like Darnell, you know. Like we met, you know, and I still self isolated. Like he knows, you know, he's seen me in real life like twice,
But do you
you
think
know,
like
No, I've
you're
seen you more than twice, motherfucker.
like 3 times. I don't know, maybe.
We can bicker about
9. About
self-isolation.
9
I don't know why
times.
anyone
Yeah,
cares
it's
about. I don't know
whatever.
why anyone cares about that. It shouldn't be a sticking point. But yeah, we can have
yeah,
friends
no, it
offline, right?
is. It is because I
That
think he's
we're talking
projecting
online right now,
people's
right? We can't
huh?
get each other sick because we're online, even though we're
I've
talking.
I've done a lot of like the online stuff. Like I have a gaming community, so I am always like chatting with
See,
people. It's like so that's
so
not a
this
big
is not a
Right.
deal.
sticking point.
But
But
the
I'm
thing
saying his
is that
perspective of the world being a miserable place feels like his perspective, not necessarily the state of the world.
I mean, dude, that's all we have. Like, what do you mean? Like, I have my
Right. Yeah,
perspective, you
no,
have yours.
exactly.
It's I cannot speak for the I'm not omniscient. I cannot speak for the world. All we have is
Sure.
our own, right? Like how can you
Right, but it feels like you're kind of projecting this thing that's the problem with everybody onto everybody based on what you are seeing.
huh? I mean,
And
Right.
I'm not
what
sure
Which
that
I'm
is
anyone cared about this, but I don't know if you know this. Oh man, how did I forget your name again? The new guy. I'm sorry about that.
you can
I've
just
just
call
been
me
really busy.
Hydro. It's fine. No, don't worry.
Hydro, right? Thank you. I just keep forgetting that. I'll try to think water, and then I should remember. Anyway, the thing about children, I don't know what the point was with that or if that mattered, but
Hmm.
if you look into it at all, what we find is that more industrialized areas slash countries, as we start to settle our baser needs like shelter, food, consistent ability to meet our needs, we
Mm-hmm.
notice a trend, and I don't know if it's bad. I actually would claim that it's
Like a
positive, but we
decline
just
in
noticed
birth
that
rate.
people stop having as many children. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a big reason for that is because we needed children for a long time in our history so
Yes.
that we could ensure that
Yeah.
we
Social welfare.
kept producing food. And yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, social welfare is a good way to say
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Absolutely. And we don't need that anymore, right? Because now we have actual social welfare. We get pension plans and all that stuff. So now people don't actually need to raise children like for their own social welfare, so they don't. I don't know if you want me to keep going with that or whatever. Like I mean, it goes further than that with like people being weak and scared and then leaving the household and then having a like a weak family unit and you know all that stuff or whatever. But like I think it's fine that like the birth rate declines as like women get more choice and more power over like how many children they want to have and how free the society is or whatever. But like I think people have lost like kind of the purpose why we have children, you know, like that empathy, you know, and then
Wait, what? That's
this
like, that would be impossible for us to lose, right? we want legacy. I mean, there's a number of reasons for having children, but like
Right.
instinctually, right? We want to have
R-
children so that, in other words, in another way of saying, we don't have to die, right? We can continue on, and we're not
Yeah,
going to lose that
but I
anytime
don't know if
soon. We
that's
haven't
is.
lost that.
You think that's, I don't think that's strong enough to like, obviously it's not strong enough of a motivator,
My
like it
God.
like
My
lineage.
God, then how is anything alive? If that's not strong enough.
That's the thing, like
Like
we're going
what?
extinct. Like we're going downhill.
Wait,
And
okay,
if
one
we,
second.
Wait,
Can
wait,
we
wait.
one second, one second. Can we pull this apart? Because I feel like this is in your mind is sort of like in the same kind of like area as the rest of the things we talked about. But to me, it's an incredibly separate point. Like I can understand what you when we talk about people being miserable. I can be empathetic about that. I can relate to that. But I cannot relate that at all with the fact of going extinct. Like I could be completely happy and still humanity goes extinct. Like I don't understand
yeah,
how
exactly. That's no, but that's
Okay,
exactly
why
the
do you
point.
care about that? Why do you care about that going extinct?
Oh, I mean, I don't personally care, but like if we, if the human race wants to keep going on or whatever, like that's the point I think Audrey was making is that like we instinctually want to keep the race going or whatever, and I don't think that's the case. Like I think that like no, if left to our own devices, like why should we have children, Like if we're not socially welfare, if we're not incentivized emotionally to have them, if we're not incentivized monetarily to have them or whatever security, like if there's no incentives, then people generally won't even have children, Why? It's just a burden, it's expensive, it's time consuming, blah blah blah. But it's just like we've lost like a big part of like what it is to be human, to care for children and raise like, healthy children and empathize with them and have them empathize with you and that's a fucking beautiful relationship. Like, but
I
people
don't
don't
even
value
understand.
that anymore.
You're saying there's less humans than win in history.
There's less humans than win.
You said you were going extinct. There's fewer humans than win.
Oh, I mean, no, we're at the peak right now, right? But we just started declining, right? The birth rates are declining. I think there's more people now on the planet than there ever has been before. But like the biggest problem, if you ask like most big, is there's a declining birth rate.
Okay, so
Like,
are you talking about the conditions for why humans had a higher birth rates? Is that what you're talking about? You want us to return to a time? What?
no, I'm not talking about any of that stuff.
Hold on, you're going to completely unhelpful direction. Okay, let's keep in mind that the problem with the birth rate isn't that people are going to go extinct. It's that societies are based on a certain distribution of ages, like the demographic distribution should be such
Right.
that you have enough people who work, enough people who don't work, and they can still be sustained. So it has nothing to do with humanity going extinct. Humanity is not ever going to go extinct unless
Right. You're probably right. Yeah. Absolutely.
the environment and things like that. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just declining, but like, yeah, he's right. Like, what happens is that like because of like there's a big baby boom during the the 50s and shit. Now that's turned on its head. Like all those people now have like are like in retirement age, and there's like a lot less people being born today, and so those few people have to care for a lot of older people, and it's just like it's very hard on them. It's like an instability.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, I don't know.
there was something you brought up about.
I think all. Sorry, go ahead.
No, finish.
I mean, I was gonna say like all of that kind of gets fixed like if you just like create strong men and women like from the get-go, and then they create strong family units, and then they stay with their children, and the fathers stay and the mothers stay, and then they don't really like they're not like that hungry about a paycheck and shit because they self-validate and and it's
Okay, one
just
second. But do you think that people leave homes and do all these things kind of like because of whatever they believe? Because to me, what is causing that is simply the economic conditions of our society, right? Like,
in a way, yes, but in another way, I think that people have gotten spoiled. Like people, like
strongly disagree.
think that people think that like they have two cars and a big house and like all this shit, and like really the fact is
and they leave their home. They don't educate their children because of that.
Okay, I think I understand his point here, and I think that there is a bit of a misunderstanding happening now. So, we used to have to say work in the fields or run to hunt down something to eat, right?
right.
But now we have changed how we interact with the world. The fact that we were a social species has always meant that we're taking the burden, the physical taxing burden off of the individual, and we're placing it on the whole. And a lot of the advances that we've made have been because we're a social creature, and we're able
Yes.
to better place that burden off of the individuals, like farming, for example, instead of always having to hunt down some meat or some shit. Hunting out